I knew that the movie I wanted to make had to be about global climate change, but of course I had no way of predicting what the weather would do. So I figured I'd better have a plan B, in case I couldn't find enough footage of climate change to make a movie. That was part of the original motivation for starting to look around Sinaloa and the infamous Golden Triangle, home to much of Mexico's heroin production and one of its most brutal cartels. As further news reports came out, it turned out that the natural gas pipelines that had been bombed were in central Mexico, but that the group responsible for them, the EPR, a Spanish acronym for the Popular Revolutionary Army, was from Oaxaca state in the south. According to mainstream media reports, this group was nothing more than one extended family that was apparently really disgruntled. Nonetheless, the Mexican government had decided to send in the army. Even these fragmentary pieces of information were enough to arouse my interest because it was so obvious that someone wasn't telling the truth, which often meant that somebody was trying to cover something up. Before we left, I'd done some reading about a guerrilla army in the south called the Zapatistas. Were led by a charismatic figure named Subcomandante Marcos, who apparently used to be a philosophy professor before heading out into the jungle and disappearing. This social ferment and upheaval were enough to draw me in to have a closer look. About 10 years later, he showed back up as a leader in an indigenous army that in 1994 briefly took over San Cristobal de las Casas, the capital of the state of Chiapas. Soon after melting back into the jungle, the Zapatistas, as the EZLN is sometimes known, became the first people's movement to begin taking advantage of the newly available technology of the internet. For me, finding what's real in people's lives has ironically always involved a lot of feel and intuition. But when you do get there, that place where you know people are telling you their truth, you can almost always tell.